Welcome to the Christian and Daniel Show.
It's about to get real, well, you know the deal. You won't have to guess how either of them feel. Bringing up the things you don't think to know. Never knowing where the conversation will go. Just a little more than anything goes. It's a Christian and Daniel Show.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I am Christian.
And I'm Daniel.
And this is the Christian
And Daniel Show.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
Now you can return to your regular scheduled program. How are you, babe?
I've been better.
Have you now?
Yeah, I have. I don't like being interrupting.
Oh,
cow.
I'm sorry. There was more to
I'm sorry,
your.
moo,
There was more to your.
moo, moo.
Moo? Are you saying moo?
Yeah, interrupting cow. No, I'm doing good. As I told you, I'm working part-time, and Daniel had told everyone, last week, or a week ago, a couple weeks ago, that, I got a part-time job doing some essay review work, which I really love doing the essay review work. But they also put me in, because of my background and my experience, they also put me into live tutoring, and I'm not a fan of that right now. It's all in a chat environment, and I don't type really fast, and the students are really good typers now. I guess all kids type really well, and they type in shorthand that I don't understand. So but I noticed that there's a week where they only scheduled me for 2 of my 3 shifts that I usually get. And I'm going, oh God, did I do something wrong? Am I getting a bad review? Because I have a one-on-one with my boss. I have a one-on-one with my boss on Friday, and I'm all, what's going to happen? Are they trying to get rid of me? All these crazy things go through my head. And this is why Christian likes a luxury lifestyle of not working at all. Because I like not having any of these thoughts or stress in my life. But I also really love I love reviewing these essays and using a Socratic, approaching the kids Socratically, which means you don't give them the answer or say, you wrote the sentence wrong. You say, you say how, in the interest of ensuring that readers understand what your intent is with the sentence, how could we re-examine this and rewrite this sentence to be very clear to the reader about what the topic is? Yes. If you're Gen X and you're from the old days of teaching, when your teacher would just be all, this sentence is bad, rewrite it. Now you can't say that. Apparently no one does that anymore. Now you're supposed to ask questions to inspire the student to re-examine the sentence and look and find and perhaps try a different way to express themselves in that sentence so they'll do better. Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Jesse. Hi,
Hello,
Ida.
And Michael.
Michael. Use your mic while teaching. It's not.
It's all chat.
Audio. It's all chat. It's all chat.
It's in a chat platform. That's the hard part. And like I said, kids type quick. But anyway, I love the essay review part, but I really don't enjoy live tutoring. So I'm going to ask if I could just go to being a full
hey, Crystal.
Essay review person. Hi, Crystal. Anyway. That's what's on my mind. I don't like that that's on my mind. It's my day off. I would have rather not had this on my mind. But that's what happens when I turn on my computer on my day off.
I mean, that's a really good topic, though. I think, I've learned not to jump to conclusions anymore because I work with so many people on so many different things that it could be so many different reasons why something's not going to happen. And but to get into your head, how many of you folks watching, when somebody says, hey, I need to talk to you, do you immediately go to worst case scenario? And
the last time I got that type of, we need a one-on-one, I was laid off. So I'm like, I don't have a positive association with that concept of one-on-one meetings.
Yeah.
Thank you, David. Thank you.
And then
I really am hard on myself. I really do hold myself to a high standard, and I hope that standard is good enough for the company.
But then
then they shorted me a shift, and I'm going, oh God, they're trying to get rid of me.
Taking into effect what David just typed, like, don't be so hard on yourself. But then when it's our turn,
Oh yeah.
we completely forget the don't be hard on yourself.
Like our own, like if that were me
Yeah,
saying that to
yes.
someone, I've said that to a million people. Like, you're too hard on yourself. You're really great, and I don't apply it to me. You know, it's like, what is it? Doctor, heal thyself. Doesn't work.
Yeah. Because for those of you watching, like, when was the last time somebody said to you, I need to talk to you, or can we chat? And it was actually something good, but you just worked yourself up so much that you were like, I mean, I know I get stressed sometimes. Hey, Nancy.
Hi, Nancy.
But yeah, sometimes I need to talk to you is actually a good thing.
Like, she may tell me I'm doing a great job. Keep it up.
Right? Yeah.
Because it's only a 15-minute meeting. So
Tell me about it. It's the sign of times, Christian. I struggled dating younger women because they don't talk on the phone, they prefer text. But why? Then I think they don't like me. Yes.
It's
That's
so
just the way
true.
you communicate.
Ada, that is so true. My goddaughter doesn't even answer a phone if I call. She'll only answer a text.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't talk to her live.
And yes, we do get in our heads so much. And our heads are a storage unit of bad experiences. We don't save the good stuff. We save all the bad stuff in there.
That is, it's kind of weird that we're wired that way. Yeah, exactly.
Principal's officer. Oh, that's right. And I don't have your name, but thank you for watching us on LinkedIn. I forgot to say at the beginning, for those of you watching us on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter, thank you so much. And please share the show. If you're watching us on YouTube, do us a favor, scroll down, hit the notification button, and subscribe to our show. Thank you for joining. And thank you for, I think you're a first-time watcher. Thank you for watching the show.
Thank you.
But yes, do you remember the first time Bienvenido. Hola. Gracias por estar aquí con nosotros.
I love it when Daniel says that. When you're saying thank you for calling. But yeah, you know what? Absolutely. You're right. I've actually heard of them. I think it's pronounced vagus nerve.
And this is Andrea. Oh, hi, Andrea.
Oh, Andrea.
Welcome to the show. God's daughter. Oh,
okay.
Welcome. Well, thank you for watching us. We're glad you found the show. Thank you for joining us. But yeah, do y'all remember the first time you were ever called into the principal's office by any chance? Like, do you remember? Were you ever called into the principal's office?
No, not for a bad reason. I was called to the principal's office, but I was being told I'd won a prize and I get to present to the Board of Education. And another time it was because I had outstanding citizenship, and it was all lies. Like, I'm one of those kids who made other kids, like, manipulated other children to do bad things, and they get in trouble, but I'd be scot-free because I'm like, I don't know who they are. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know your life. Sorry. Yes. Well, wow. Thank you for noticing.
I'm actually running, as soon as I get done with the show, I'm getting in the car and going to Christian's. And it's kind of chilly outside, so I decided to just...
It is cold.
Already put on. But I am wearing a t-shirt underneath. It's just not a branded shirt this time. It's just... Thank you for paying attention to my style, David. I appreciate that.
Yes, Daniel. Yes. Amazing. Amazing.
But, okay, so the first time that I went into
we went to the Gay Men's Choir.
Oh, yeah.
I looked amazing. I had this cute... the shirt was... My top was a little big on me, but better that than too tight and I can't sit in it.
Ida says never I was a saint.
Yeah, exactly. But you weren't. You weren't. You're just good at running under the radar.
You do, but you don't remember why. I bet you remember why.
I'm probably calling in there to tell you what a good person.
For talking too much in class most of the time. You know what? I should have gone to the but I'm not. I'm going to tell you the story of why.
Yeah, sorry.
And I still remember the girl that got me in trouble. Teresa Martinez was the girl that got me in trouble. Hold on a second.
Wait, what? What's the name?
Teresa Martinez.
Oh God, it sounded like you said she saw my penis.
I asked her to talk to him about being a part of podcast. Yeah, yes. No, I didn't blow you up.
Oh, he placed you with Saul.
I told you that after the holidays that we were pretty busy during the holidays.
He placed you with Saul.
Whatever, Michael Moran.
But anyway, didn't it just sound like Daniel said she saw my penis?
She didn't
Teresa Martinez. And I'm like, she saw your penis and you
No,
got
Teresa Martinez was her
sorry,
name.
sorry, everyone.
Well,
That's what I heard. Funny.
I was in the first grade,
Oh, God.
and I was in the first grade, and for some reason she got up and she had one of those 1970s hairband things that were made out of plastic.
Yeah.
And I don't know why she asked me to hold it. And I was like, where do you want me to hold it? And she said, just put it on your knee, like put it on your leg. And I was like, okay. And then when she came back, as I was giving it to her, I didn't pull it out right and it broke. So she told the teacher that I broke it on purpose. So they sent me to the principal's office and he spanked me, Mr. Clark. Mr. Clark.
Mhm. Back then they could. Back then
Mr.
they could.
Clark, I think that was his name, Mr. Clark. No. Mr. Scales was our principal. Mr. Scales, white guy, Mr. Scales, took me in, spanked me. Then they had to send a message home or call home or something, because this is 1970.
Oh, yeah.
My mom
It was a good old day.
Walked, because we lived like a couple of blocks from grade school. My mom walked all the way to school to call out the principal for spanking me. And
Huh?
I don't remember, like, because you had to sit outside. So I remember she got a translator because mom didn't speak English. But my mom, I just know that my mom went off on him for spanking me. But, you know, I never got called into the office for being bad anymore, because I was I am not going to. That is the day Brown Noser Kiss Butt Daniel was born. I was like, I was never going to get sent to the office again. Not for being. Then after that, I started getting like good grades and getting smart, and told him.
Wow.
She told him to hold it.
There is an argument for capital punishment.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody who knew my mom when she was younger, my mom was like, no.
That would be Nancy.
No. And go mama. She was good.
You know, bottom line, that comes down to don't poke the mama bear. Even in nature, in real world nature, you don't poke the mama bear and you don't poke her babies. You don't even look at them weird.
Because when I was in,
eat you alive.
when I was in fourth grade, there were bullies at school. I think it was fourth or fifth grade. I had kids were bullying me on the way home. I got picked on a lot on the way home. And so I would stay after school in Mr. Clark, who was our English teacher. I would stay in English and do my homework. And he knew why I was staying behind. Because the first time he was like, it was pretty much like detention. And he would ask me, like, why are you here? And I told him, because I get picked on and I'd rather them go home and then I'll go home. Well, one day my mom got home early from work and I wasn't home. So I may be confusing the screaming part, because she showed up to class, knocked on the door and walked in and immediately went off on Mr. Clark. Like, why are you detaining him? What did he do? And I was like, no. Like, I wanted to stay. And I think that's when she found out, like, I was being bullied. She didn't know until then, but he would let me stay. And then after that, I just always stayed after school, because I think you're saying that she would be the one to go and argue. No, she didn't fight for me because I was a kid, but
no, your mom.
Yeah, my mom, yeah. But I would stay after school because, and that's why a lot of kids hated me, because I would choose to stay after school and do my homework and finish everything. So,
and you had your teacher there if you needed help. So it was actually really, really good. It was like you created an after school program that before they actually existed.
But Mr. Clark was so cool. He's one of the only teachers I remember from grade school. All the other teachers were kind of mean. So,
well, I'll say something for it though. Yeah, some of them were pretty low quality teachers. Like, I mean, yelling at a kid, telling you you're stupid, you're dumb, you're never going to get anywhere. That would never happen to me, because my dad taught the same school district, and no matter what I think of my father and what kind of things happened between he and I, he was a papa bear. Like, he would never let anyone else beat me up or abuse me psychologically. It was his job, no one else's. But he was quite aggressive about stuff, and so no one ever would look at me cross-eyed because they all knew him, because they all knew each other in the school district. But yeah, it's but I remember my first grade teacher, Mrs. Kiefer. Oh, sweet mother of G. She was meaner than, I don't even know what, meaner than a possum in a box that you just shook up really hard. Like, she opened the thing and she's all like, like it felt like you walked into the classroom in the morning and she'd be all and you'd be like, good morning, Mrs. Kiefer. She would yell at us. She would hit us with the ruler. She would make anyone who did, like, there's this is the story I've never forgotten. I see it. I even see exactly the kid's face in my mind. This little boy named Tommy. Never saw him again after first grade. So I don't know if he made it. He was playing around with those. You remember there used to be eraser tops on pencils, those little triangle pyramid shaped kind of eraser tops. His mom had gotten him some new ones, and he decided he was going to stick one up his nose. Don't ask me why. First grade mind, I don't know why he did it. Never occurred to me. But so he sticks it up his nose, and we're in the middle of a lesson, like an English lesson. And Mrs. Kiefer was not the teacher you want to interrupt or get her attention because you're misbehaving in her mind behind her. He started crying. He's all, and I remember his crying. It's like he was like, and you're just, and it was escalating and getting louder. And she turns around and she goes, Tommy Davidson or something like that. I think Davidson was his last name. She's all, something like that. Tommy, whatever your last name is, what is wrong with you? And he's all, I had these erasers and my mom got me and I put one up my nose and I can't get it out. And was there any like empathy? No. Was there compassion in her? No. She told him, she goes, you are a stupid little boy. And she goes, you're stupid and you're always going to be stupid and you're never going to be anything because you're stupid. Only someone who's stupid would put that. I mean, these are her exact. I remember this exactly.
This is the 70s too. So
we were all traumatized. Yes, this was like 1970 something. It was a different time than today. She goes, now I have to, you've interrupted class. Now I have to call the principal or the nurse. They're going to come over. They're going to take you to the emergency room at the hospital, and they're going to stick these long, sharp, pointed tongs right up your nose, and I have to drag that thing out. You're going to bleed. You're going to look horrible.
Oh my God.
Oh, she was not a friendly teacher. Like, I don't have loving memories of Mrs. Kiefer at all. Her white hair. I mean, she was ready for retirement when I was in her class.
Miss Reed sounds like a good teacher, Michael. If she was like Miss Frizzle on Magic School Bus, that's a cool teacher.
I have no idea what any of that
Magic means. School Bus? Okay. Yep.
But
I think
that was the type of teacher I had my first, kindergarten's different than your first full year, like than your first real year of school, like first grade. And that's who we had as my first educational experience, was this abusive teacher. But in the time, that was normal. Like, teachers acted like that. They were allowed to be like that. And she had tenure, or she had something. She worked so long, they weren't going to fire her. So anyway, that was just a great story. I always wonder whatever happened to Tommy.
There were certain teachers along the way. Like, I do remember Ms. Martinez in kindergarten in school. Because I don't know how it is in different states, but in Texas, you go from pre-K to kindergarten in the grade school. So you go to the school for school.
Yeah.
And then, right, okay. And then,
yeah.
So Ms. Martinez.
K to 6.
Yeah, Ms. Martinez was my kindergarten teacher. And that's when I started dancing. And then... But my favorite teacher, and I can't remember his name. I wish I could remember his name. My favorite teacher was in trade school. Well, I don't remember his name because we always called him Sir. He was former military. He was a Marine. But he was and this is dating me, Lotus 123. He was our Lotus teacher.
Oh, wow.
So
Lotus. Oh, my
Excel.
gosh.
Yeah. So Lotus is 3 Excel.
Yeah.
where you would write out all your.
But it was
major-
before Excel.
Yeah,
Excel didn't exist.
And so you were actually learning how to code everything. So everything that you guys do in Excel that's already coded,
You were
we had
actually
to
writing
manually
code.
we had to manually learn how to do that. But
Yeah.
you were turning your paperwork because he wanted you to do these graphs and charts and things for spreadsheets for clients because we had a job to do. And if you went up to him and he didn't like your paper, he would just tear it up and he goes, "No, do it again." And he would send you back to your desk. He made me cry once. Like he made me, because I was like, I don't know what you want. Like I think he turned on my paper like 3 times, and I didn't know what he wanted. But what he really wanted was for us to go to our colleagues in the office at work, which is class, and ask them like, "How are you doing this?" And then you could get ideas.
Oh, so you wanted to see some teamwork.
Yeah, he's like, "I'm your boss. Before you bring it to me, ask your coworkers, how does this look?" And sometimes it was something simple as you forgot to put a footer, or the header was it wrong, or just some dumb detail. But that's where
It wasn't a dumb detail.
no, but then that's what made me like the office manager that I became, and so like detailed about stuff. That's why I'm so detailed about what we do here, is because I have him in my head. Like that's where the perfectionism came from him. So
That's who you're blaming for that.
that's a horror short film. Well, Christian Story, yes, it sounds
Yes,
like a horror.
Andrea. Hey, you're right.
Chris, you have never seen the Magic School Bus. I know, right? Like how
No,
could you not?
I'm not even familiar with it at all.
Oh wow! I'm learning. I'm paying attention to StreamYard. StreamYard has added some new details over the last several weeks, and I'm noting that now you can pin messages.
Oh, cool.
So if we
And
see
you
something
keep it
that
at
we
the top.
like, you can favorite them and just come back to them. We have our video for the week, our TikTok video. So let's show that.
Understand, I can relate to this video because Daniel won't teach me how to dance, and so I relate to this man.
Are you married to a Latina? You may be entitled to financial compensation. Have you been emotionally or psychologically damaged while trying to learn how to dance?
What are you doing, man? You didn't have rhythm.
Have you suffered second or third degree burns while trying to flip a tortilla?
What are you
Actually,
doing?
no, I'm good at this.
What is this for?
So I can flip it so I can go home.
It's not that hot. It's just your fingers. Ah! Oh my god.
Do you suffer from PTSD every time you walk past a sandal? Call 1-800 Husbands Lives Matter now. Your report will be anonymous.
I'm going to gamble that suit coat fit him pre-COVID because it does not fit him now. I was laughing because I'm like, ooh, that coat looks a little tight. And I know what that's like because I'm a
Did
girl.
you? Why do you automatically assume that that's me? Why?
Because you didn't teach me, and your aunt danced with me for 2 seconds on the dance floor, and I have never gotten over that damage. And she shook her head and walked away from me and went and danced with Robert.
That was 4 years ago. 4
I
years
know,
ago.
and I still feel like it's
Okay, so for everybody who's started, okay, so Christian wanted
it
to
was
learn
Big
to
Bus
dance.
Kingston.
Our niece's quinceañera, which my sister Nancy, who's on here, for her daughter's quinceañera, Christian wanted to learn how to dance, and I don't know why. I just never
He
did.
wouldn't do it. I asked, and I asked, and I asked.
And so we go to the quinceañera, and I think, and this is kind of post cancer. This is like a year after cancer or so.
It was long enough that that's not an excuse.
Shut up. And so my aunt comes over to Christian, and she doesn't speak English. Christian doesn't speak Spanish. They're always asking me like, habla español. No, habla inglés. Or at the dances, baila. And I'm like, no baila. Like I tell him he doesn't dance, but then they still ask him to dance. I'm like, that's their fault. And that's your fault for saying yes. And then so
The first time meeting them, I'm going to be rude, y'all. No.
So they
No.
asked me to dance, and Christian couldn't follow. So my aunts just leaves him on the dance floor.
She literally just dropped me like I was last year's product. She dropped me and turned right around and started dancing with Robert.
We're gonna take that. You'll teach him. You'll teach him. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. There, you have a teacher now. I will teach you how to dance.
I just couldn't believe it. And Daniel was like, oh, she dumped your butt right on the dance floor.
My aunt just left him on the dance floor. Like she just broke up with him on the dance floor. She's like
literally, that's what it felt like. It was so embarrassing, and everyone saw it. Everyone. Which Tia?
Angelica.
Angelica, yeah, Angelica. She totally dropped it like a hot potato. Like she picked up a hot potato with her bare hands. Ooh!
But yeah, no, it was. I was watching. I was like, did she just walk off?
She did. It was so humiliating. Everybody, the entire family,
Nobody noticed. Nobody noticed.
Everybody, and Robert certainly did because she went and danced with him.
Oh my God! But it's so funny. It's just that, like, for those of you that are born into Latino families, like you grow up dancing.
Yeah.
They just teach you how to dance.
I mean, come on, your little nieces and nephews. Well, they're not little anymore, but they, when they were tiny, they still knew how to dance.
But it was a little sad. But
well, I'll tell you, Nancy, that's how bad my dancing was. That she literally was like, "Nope," turning around.
Hello,
Hey,
happy
Ashley.
Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
But yeah, like in our family, I mean, if you're in a Latino family and you're old enough, hell, they'll carry you and they're dancing with you. So by the time you start walking, somebody's moving you around to dance. So by the time you're a kid, like I remember dancing with cousins at parties and stuff. So, and now Nancy and I dance often when I'm there. So
Yeah.
we'll get you prepped for the next party.
Well, there's no more 15. So.
But that doesn't mean there's no more parties.
That's true. And by the way, I want to say congratulations to Robert and Albessa.
Yes.
Albessa, congratulations on your nuptials and your wedding. If you happen to see this, congrats.
Our nephew got married the week before Thanksgiving, the 20th. So congratulations. My favorite thing though about the weddings is the food. I like wedding food.
I have never gone to a wedding where I thought, oh, this food is so amazing. Ever.
Is that Latino families, no YMCA for swimming class, they just throw you in
Okay,
that was funny because I was thinking, we're just talking about weddings, and I'm like, they don't play YMCA? That's where my head went.
Yeah.
But yes, no. El Rio, órale. El Rio.
No, it's true. I'm not going to waste their time taking to some white people's club.
They're calling you out now. Ashley, Chris has never seen the Magic School Bus. Dishonor. I know, as a teacher, you'd think as a teacher working with kids, he would have seen it.
No, I've never shown that to my children.
I was on a canal. It's so true. Were you really? Okay.
Yeah, I believe it.
So
like,
I'm
swim.
This is going to sound really bougie, but the grade school that I went to, I was part of the gifted group, and we were given swimming lessons. That was part of our curriculum. So
because you guys were so gifted.
Yeah. Dad did that, Robert?
I bet he did.
Oh, he threw him in the river? See?
I believe that with all my heart.
Oh my God.
That's how Robert learned to keep his head above water.
Yeah. It's like another thing that happens in Latino families that most people like don't even think about is like, I know that like my other sister's nephews, they have pictures, and I know I thought there was a picture of me at some point, but like when you're like 1 or 2 years old, they always give you beer for some reason. Like, yeah. So they did, yeah, and I don't doubt it. My dad could be a little rough with the kids, but yeah, I know that there's several kids in the family, several nephews, that there's pictures of them drinking beer like 2 years old, like it's some. Like, this is here you go. You're no longer a toddler. You are a young man. Like, I don't know. Go drink beer. And then why I turned into an alcoholic. So they were.
You know, it's funny. Like the hardest thing for me to comprehend.
Oh, did I miss this? You were going checking out too. I feel like we're triggering people today. Like, trigger them to go to the principal's office, trigger them on their swimming lessons or lack of them.
Yeah, I well, now I lost track of what I was gonna say.
But yes, we'll teach them to dance for the next party. Which, by the way, my 51st is coming up in a couple of weeks. So just letting everybody know. So,
Just FYI, everyone.
just send everybody, just let you know. It's on a Saturday.
He's happy to take Amazon gift cards.
Yes. And we have 3 more weekends of shows.
Yeah.
I remember my Theo's got my baby brother drunk at 2. See? And everyone laughed to this day. Everyone talking about,
Never forget it.
La raza, la raza. I mean, and it is like a passage, a life passage.
A rite of passage.
A rite of passage. Thank you. That's what I was trying to think about. It's like a
R.I.P.
rite of passage. Like at 2 years old, you're like, yeah, you're 2 years old now. You're walking and you're potty trained.
Crazy.
Tómale la cerveza.
It's just funny because I realized with these conversations, I was raised bereft of any culture other than white people, basically, other than whatever culture. I don't think white people have culture necessarily. I don't know. I don't know. I can only say I was assimilated and raised completely bereft of any of my cultural links that I'm genetically actually linked to. And it's crazy. I'm so grateful to have these experiences as an adult and see these cultural differences and cultural norms as an adult. I'm grateful for that because I think it's amazing and I love it. I mean, yeah, does it sound weird or flawed or maybe, why are you giving a 2-year-old a beer? I don't know. It's not for me to judge. I'm just more of a spectator on the outside going, that's pretty cool.
And the one that got teased, it was the dad that did not do that to his kid.
Oh, yeah, your baby.
One dad was like, dale, tomar, let him drink some. That's the dad that was like, why didn't you give your kid a drink of the beer?
So now he doesn't like beer.
Like, what's
So
wrong?
now
with
your
you?
kid
You're going to raise him wrong. Like, he's going to be soft now.
Yeah, that's it. That's the big one. He's going to be soft.
What boxes Christian check when asked about his ethnicity and race?
Interesting question, David. I've actually this year I learned my actual. Well, I learned everything about where I'm from because I was adopted. But I found my birth mother and her family and learned everything. But I also learned I am black, Mexican, and white. And so I just do mixed race or multi-ethnic. Most time it's mixed race. I just mark that now because I'm not just one of one anymore. I now know I am truly a mix.
Are you talking about Kahlua?
Oh, Kahlua.
Did you have Kahlua when you were 3?
Oh my God, Kahlua tastes so
You were
good,
sophisticated. You're a sophisticated
though. I mean,
little
he's
kid.
bougie. Those were bougie. That's a bougie family. But I actually tried Kahlua when I was a little kid, but when I was pretty young. And I loved it because it's so sweet. Like for me, anything sweet works.
Latino parties, we always ask for plates to go, and if we can take flour.
Yes. Yes. That is
Girl, you better get there early and claim that.
if
You
you're
better
going
claim it.
because even at the quinces, it was like you had to like fight people for the centerpiece.
Yeah. ¿Quién llegó primero? Who got here first?
I figure if you planned a quince or if you have a quince and no one fought over your centerpieces, then you really failed. Like you really didn't do a good job on those centerpieces.
Kahlua and milk. Yeah, you guys are fancy. You guys were bougie.
Yeah, Kahlua and milk. Ooh, that's good.
But
It's like chocolate milk, really like intense chocolate milk.
the plates, yeah. We're just triggering all kinds of memories here.
Oh yeah, the plate always. And again, if no one asks for a plate or takes a plate, then you failed somewhere. Like you really did something bad.
So that's why you always make more food than you think you need. You should
Exactly.
always have, oiga, comadre, no tiene para llevar.
But it's true. I mean, that's true. And I always thought that too. Like, I always wonder why families make these huge turkeys at Thanksgiving, but then I realized it's such a huge tradition to take food home and just be, and you want to send people home with food. That it's part of the tradition. So people order those 26-pound turkeys, you know, for a family of 5.
Yeah,
Because they have all the family coming over and everyone's going to want to take some home.
if the comadre comes over, she's like, oye, comadre, no tiene tantito para llevar. No, you have a little bit to take home. I see, comadre. But then as soon as they leave, like, oh, did you notice how she asked for more?
They can't afford food, so I gave them a lot of plates.
Pues, I was going to save some for tomorrow, but la comadre took everything. But I was like, I see, comadre, yo le iba a dar. I was going to give you some. But yes, that's how I like learned to dance with, like, I guess, strangers. Like, because as a kid, my dad would be like, here's $1, go dance, go do the dollar dance.
Now you see, I've only been to one wedding of my friends who are of the
Hey, Karen.
and persuasion that did a dollar dance. Otherwise, anyone of color, I've even been to an Indian wedding where they still did a version of the dollar dance. So apparently everyone except for white people wants.
Yeah, and I've been to some white weddings that they do the dollar dance, but
Yeah.
it's not the way that, like, when I
always
was a
say
kid, you put them on their dress, like you put them on the dress.
And I can tell you, it's a Jewish tradition too. Jewish people do the same thing. Bar mitzvahs, kids get like handed checks. I'm like, damn, I needed to do a bar mitzvah.
What did I say? And grandma telling me, Kaita, go get all the centerpieces after me. I put them in my car. Yeah, you know, one of the grandmas is collecting the centerpieces, and then they use those vases to give flowers to somebody else.
Yeah, yep. That's like a year's worth of flower gifts for everyone.
Or a bucket of tamales during Christmas.
Yes.
You better have tamales at the house for Christmas. Muchos tamales, because somebody's going to show up unexpectedly. You better have something to give them. But you see, I remember, like, talking about tamales, Thanksgiving that we just had. Thanksgiving, we would take the turkey to Mexico, and we didn't do a traditional Thanksgiving. We would make turkey tamales. So I don't remember a turkey sit down dinner, like, other than school, till I was like 20. Yeah, las tamales, Lisa. Yeah, you better have those tamales ready.
It's tamale season.
And you better start ordering them now. Today's what, the 8th? If you're gonna have them ready, if you're gonna have them delivered by Christmas, order them now. Order them. And just a good Mexican, I ordered my tamales 2 weeks ago, right before Thanksgiving.
What are the banana ones?
So this is from James. We're getting sweet tamales and chicken tamales.
Okay, and what about those banana leaf ones?
He's not making anymore. Brian, I don't think he watches the show, but Brian, one of my friends, his mom would make the banana leaf tamales. But she started getting sick. I'm gonna call him and see if
God, I hope it's okay. I hope it wasn't.
You can't stop laughing. I'm so glad I made this. Yes. Well, you know, it's all those things. Navidad and like Christmas. You hide half the gifts in the room. Like, don't leave all the gifts under the tree, because I viene la comadre and she's gonna see. So leave the big boxes under the Christmas tree. Put the little boxes up. So it looks full.
Oh yeah.
But I did get a poinsettia from Lee, my neighbor Lee. So
and it's a beautiful one. It's like full and in full bloom. It's beautiful. And poinsettias are expensive.
They are,
and they're very delicate. Like, they don't last much longer than after Christmas. Like, they usually lose all their petals and go to just being twigs. It truly is a Christmas plant.
I still want us to get a Christmas tree. I mean, but in my head, I feel like this month has gone faster than I think, because I've been involved in so much stuff already in December that I really thought this morning that it was the 15th. And I was like, we're halfway through the month. And then I looked and I'm like, it can't be. And then I finally looked, of course, after debating with myself for like half an hour, I finally looked at my phone and I was like, no, it's only the 9th. So do you remember the Thanksgiving food in school? I'd rather school serve menudo.
Oh gosh, yes.
Dude, if they served menudo in school, I would be going back to school. But yes, but that was my only indication. Like, that's the only idea I had as a kid as what Thanksgiving dinner was. I never saw the turkey. I never saw everything until I was 20 and I went to my first boyfriend's house. Happy day.
Siba?
See, oh, okay. 1 year,
Daniel has no idea what that means. Neither do I. What?
1 year, my uncle screwed up the tamales, added extra ingredients. No one wants to take home leftover.
That is,
Yeah, when the food is,
you know,
when nobody asks, when nobody asks, don't do it again. We
Every
always
day.
try to make tamales, and these guys just,
Oh.
Cheetos, oh, Melissa. No, girl, it's when we get older, time flies faster. Girl, you ain't lying.
Yeah, and it's only, and by the way, Daniel, it's the 8th, not the 9th today.
Oh, okay.
Okay, viejito.
I'm very proud of this because I got asked to co-facilitate a training for the National Minority AIDS Coalition, which is a really big deal because they're like the go-to for AIDS information. And I recently went through their training, and to be asked like so quick to do a training for them, and it's all week. It's Monday through Friday for 5 hours, from 9 to 2, and I have to learn a lot of stuff to be able to teach it because you know how it is when you're going to training, you really don't pay attention to a lot of stuff. But so now I have to like memorize things and come up. And then here's the worst part about it. The people that are attending the training are not talking, like they're not on camera, their microphones are off, so they don't, like you ask a question and nobody answers. So it's been very difficult to establish a relationship with them. So I'm not liking the training. So Christian has left the building.
That's what it looks like. It's just like most people have their
Yeah.
like their heads on and they're completely silent. And you're like my trainings were like that with the company I'm working with. They were like that too. Like, and we had a town hall meeting and everyone's just like no one was on video. I was the only one on video. And everyone else is just like sitting there not saying anything the whole time. It's like, come on, guys.
And then Monday, of course, my bosses are watching, and Monday I had 2 presentations, and both presentations, half of my session was, hey, let me ask you a question. So I'm like, all right, so this is gonna be interactive. And they hadn't been, I was like 10 o'clock, 10:30 when my session started. So we were been on for an hour and a half, and I'm like, all right, well, y'all been very quiet through the whole session, but this time we need to talk. I need to hear from you. I want to know what you think about this, and we need your feedback. So either unmute yourself or put it in the chat, whatever you want, throw an emoji.
I can't stand it when they put it in the chat. That's so,
And we were like,
yeah. Even when you're asking for it, they're still just like,
and I was like, what do I have to do? Like what? And then you're kind of like, I have to improvise and ask my colleagues to answer the questions, which is kind of like not the point. And finally, I think something we said triggered people, and they were like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, finally. But I realized that some of them are at work, and in the HIV community, this end of the year is when we have to get everything together, because there's usually audits at the beginning of the year. So everybody's working to get everything finished and done before the holidays. So this was not the best time for a training, but it was the only time. So at least it's not in person. When I've done trainings in person and they don't answer, it's like, oh, Christian, you've been with me at UCI. Yeah. We've done it together.
But no, I know it's the worst when you get a group of people who are just sitting there not participating, and you're like, even when you try to get them to participate, they're like, and sometimes they just look at you like,
when we work with Beth, she bribes them with candy and condoms to get them to talk.
Candy condoms.
And condoms, yeah, well, those high school kids. Do you guys have an opinion about the Jussie Smollett case?
We usually avoid political discussions, but
yeah, but he's not very political. Do you know who he is, right? The guy that faked his own, he was on Empire.
God.
Yeah, the one that allegedly faked his own assault
Assault in Chicago.
in Chicago, but it
And
turned
gave
out that the
Chicago
two
a bad
guys,
name, by the way. He did
Yeah.
not. That was really. He really didn't help Chicago at all doing that.
and then the two
Yeah,
guys that
um,
assaulted him were actually background actors on the show.
Like he hired them. He paid them. I'm
Um,
sorry. Allegedly.
Allegedly paid.
Everything is alleged.
I just think that
Oreos.
it's one of those things.
Cherries.
Oreos. It's one of those things where like the pieces just fall together too beautifully.
Well, yeah, and those guys flipped on him. Like they hardcore flipped on him. Like he paid us to do this. I don't know why he did it. Like to this day, he destroyed his career.
Yeah,
I don't know why. It didn't help him. It hurt him.
He was already on the rise.
He was super popular. He has a beautiful singing voice. He's actually truly
Does that make
talented.
sense?
And I don't know why.
It didn't
What
make sense.
possessed him? What publicist put him up to it? That's my
Yeah.
question. I'm wondering if someone put him up to it.
Wasn't he about? Because I didn't watch the show Empire, but wasn't his character like really growing in the show?
Yeah. I mean, the show is coming to an end in another season, but geez.
Speaking of condoms, there are new now cannabis infused condoms.
Really? Do I want CBD oil all over my member? I mean, mine always has felt just fine.
Wake up! Hey, wake up!
I know, mine's always felt just fine without CBD.
Okay, so many ideas just ran through my head.
Like CBD lube? Are you serious?
Oh my god!
How much more
I'm
do you
not gonna
need?
go there. I'm not gonna go there because we're at a quarter till. Try it.
Oh my god. It definitely has the potential to have way more feeling.
I will help with
But don't you
Yeah,
want
but
that to be inflated? Inflated?
Hi, Crystal.
Like, Crystal, I'm all
It,
going
it,
to
it, you know, it's interesting because there's a lot of things that are now infused.
everything.
Creams and foods and all kinds of things.
You get anything. I could get bottled water with CBD in it.
So it's really interesting. We're almost at that time. Are you ready?
But I lost it. Never mind.
Ready?
Sure. That's not the right thing, but okay. I'll tell him.
I think isn't that what you sent me?
No.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Here, keep
That
talking
was
while I
last
change it.
time we were on.
What were you gonna say?
No, I totally lost it. It like came in and went left. That's what I was gonna say about CBD in a condom. I'm all done. I mean, you don't want to decrease inflammation on your member when you're in the moment.
You know, that might be a bath bombs because I'm overly stressed at the moment. A
Oh,
bath
that would work for
bomb
you.
would probably be a good idea.
Can you imagine? Well, I mean, I know they exist, but a CBD bath bomb, how relaxing that would be.
That would be really. We're gonna have to look into that.
Ooh, your whole body's soaking that in.
That it?
There you go. My pick of the week is Blade Runner Black Lotus. It's a really dark manga style. Manga is a style of anime, a very dark, usually fairly dystopian form of anime. It's fantastic. It's super high res, super well done. Very dark episodes, but they're very like lots of character development and everything. Just because it's a anime or a cartoon doesn't mean it's not a serious show, because it certainly has no laughs. But it's a really enjoyable show. I've enjoyed watching it, and it's something I watch slowly. Like it's that dark that I can't watch. I can't binge watch it. I like to watch like an episode a day, and then I'm done because it's pretty dark. But that is my show. And Blade Runner Black Lotus, I'm actually watching it on a website called Soap Today. I don't know where it's running. It's not on Netflix or anything like that I know of.
Cool. My pick of the week is actually called Single All the Way. It's a Netflix movie about I know it's a Christmas movie. I love you like yes, but it's a really cool Christmas movie. It's a gay themed Christmas movie, and it's about it focuses on this one guy. I can't remember his name right now. I didn't write it down, but it's the guy that played the evil guy on Ugly Betty, if you remember the show. So it's about him going home for Christmas and trying to fall in love and meet somebody. And it's a cute story. Even if you're straight, you can probably relate to the story, which is really kind of cool. But it's not very often that I see gay themed movies that are so realistic and actually like make sense, and they're not trying to make cartoon characters out of the gay characters, which is really awesome. And to have them in 2021, which is way too late, but to have them at the front of leading a movie that ends in a very positive note and is very family friendly is worth watching. So go check it out. Single All the Way is my pick of the week.
Yay!
What was it? Did you know that Viagra is now in study?
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. There's a study now that's shown that Viagra actually can prevent Alzheimer's, and they've done studies that in a fairly significant percentage of patients.
What is the bath bomb?
It's a ball that has an effervescent something on it that makes it fizz.
Yeah.
And you drop it, and it usually has herbs and oils infused into it. It looks like a little cement. It looks like a little cement ball, basically. And you drop it in your bathtub, and it fizzes up the water. And as it's dissolving, it fizzes away, and it infuses your bath with all these oils and scents and everything. They're pretty cool.
And they come in different, they come in different aromas and different sizes. So, but they're pretty good. I think I jumped in on, you jumped on at the wrong time. Wink, wink. Yeah. Yeah. If you just came in at the CBD condom conversation, yeah. Oh, cool. Thank you, Michael, for your pick, Netflix, Colin Kaepernick.
I've wanted to watch that.
I want to watch it.
List.
Maybe we'll watch it this weekend. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. We're glad that our pick of the week is a tradition on the show. So sign me up for the Viagra. It may help my sex life anyway.
Hey, if it prevents Alzheimer's. You know what I kept picturing when I read that report? I went, okay, wait a second. So we have all these people who, you're preventing Alzheimer's, and are they like erect the whole time? Like, I'm like, okay, what's the price? Because you can't have an erection for more than 4 hours because it gets dangerous and even potentially deadly. And I'm going, okay, wait a second. So if I'm going to take Viagra to not suffer Alzheimer's, does that mean I have to have a permanent hard-on? I mean,
the only thing I can think of is somebody with Alzheimer's taking the pill and then going, where'd that come from?
What's this? What's happening to me?
What happened?
That's a little scary. I'm like, I guess you're gonna have to find a way to shut off that part.
I'm wondering,
there has to be a part of it that's effective, not the erectile dysfunction.
I'm all turned on and I don't remember why. Was there some woman here?
Well, that's the point. If you're on Viagra, you're most likely gonna know exactly why.
Ooh, yes, please do. CBD lube.
Yeah, that's what he was talking about. Condoms.
Yeah. But I'm just kind of like in my head is like, it's like CBD is supposed to mellow you down.
Yeah. So when you're using the lube and you're in your sex, you're having really mellow sex.
Is that what it is? It's like, yo, wake up.
You're totally at peace with whatever's happening.
I'm horny and I want sex.
CBD.
I'm hungry and I want sex.
CBD might be a healthier answer than poppers are for bottoms. If CBD can relax,
that's true.
If CBD lube and condoms with CBD oil infused can help calm all that muscle stuff down, that could be a much better answer and a healthier answer.
Very true.
Than snorting video head cleaner, which is
go ahead.
Because that's the only reason video head cleaner exists anymore. Because ain't no one have VCRs anymore.
See, folks, we're not just here for laughs. We're here to educate as well. CBD lube works well. Oh, you've used it.
Oh, Micah. Okay, girl. He knows.
Chitty chitty wang wang. They sell
Oh,
CBD
yeah.
products to Pure Romance. Oh, okay. Interesting.
We're like that. That's where I go. I feel like a little old man. I'm all like, they make that stuff. That's crazy.
Yes, that relaxes the muscles from the end. Yeah, yeah.
So that seems like that would be a terrific solution as opposed to when I was much younger, I did have an incident with a popper, and
we'll tell people what poppers are who are not familiar.
a popper is a little container of this volatile video head cleaner. It's basically, I don't know what it is. I don't know the chemical makeup, but it has a very strong smell, and it gets you kind of, for some reason, the video head cleaner, when you sniff it, it goes to some part of your brain. It totally makes you feel kind of high and woozy, but it also relaxes your internal sphincter muscle. So when as a gay man, if you're the bottom, if you're the receiving partner,
Passive, yeah.
it makes it way easier for some reason. No one's ever been able to explain the connection, or they have, but but the only mishap is it's a liquid, and if you tip or move suddenly with it, you'll splash this volatile burning liquid onto the sensitive mucous membranes of your nose and into your sinuses, and it can really damage you. It can really hurt you, like emergency room level, having to go in and get cleaned out. I had an incident with one where the guy pulled my legs when I was taking a sniff. Sorry, now this was when I was in my 20s. I'm 52, so it ain't now. But he pulled my legs, and I went like this with the popper in my nose, and I splashed like half that bottle went into my nose.
It
And I'll tell you, it
burns. I mean, I've heard.
burns.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yes. I wouldn't know. I just heard this happen.
I heard. So here's what it says on there online. It says poppers is a slang term given broadly to drugs of the chemical class called alkyl nitrates that are inhaled. Most widely sold products include the original isoamyl nitrate or isopentyl nitrate and isopropyl nitrate. So it's basically used as a drug to inhale. I've heard, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, yes.
Allegedly.
But I'm going, if this CBD oil and lube can work, that could save anyone from having potentially, poppers also are obviously reported to kill a lot of brain cells.
Yeah, it is not good for you. So don't.
I mean, and some of us really can't afford to lose anymore.
That happened on the Death Row at Heavens. Oh my God, Heavens in Houston.
Yeah, I totally believe it. Yeah, I'm old as AF too.
Yeah. I remember those. But before we go, we got about 3 minutes before the show ends. We do have 3 more shows before the end of the year. So if you would like to be a guest co-host on any of these episodes, please let me know. Send me a private message, and we will include you. Oh, Leo, speaking of a guest co-host, Leo is here. Poppers Original, I believe. Yeah.
There you go. I've seen that amyl nitrate,
and
that's exactly it.
Also, tomorrow I am picking up.
Popular in the 70s.
I'm picking up my books tomorrow. So for those of you that we've been talking about the Spanish version of Grumpy Bunny, Conejito Gruñón, it's here. By the way, if anybody's in LA tomorrow afternoon and would like me to unload a van, help me unload a van, I would appreciate the help. But it's here. We have about 70 boxes that I have to go pick up tomorrow at the warehouse, and they've shipped. They're here, so we will start promoting Grumpy Bunny and the Colors Game and Conejito Gruñón, your Juego Colores, which, by the way, my sister Nancy, who is here, is part of the Little Maestro Productions Inc. family, and she helped translate the book, so she's here.
Yeah.
So it's finally here
too, right?
in Espanol. See, so for those people that helped me in Mexico. They're probably not watching, but I will get your copies soon. Also, Political Conversations. I have one more episode coming up on the 18th, and then I'm on hiatus until the new year. Car Devo has been on hiatus for a while. If I told y'all how my calendar has been and traveling and work, but I'm almost done with the job that's taking me out of town. So I'm happy about that. No, yeah, it's tiring because it's, you know how it is. It's 3-4 days that
even
They're
tiring
not-
for me because I take it to and from the airport.
yeah, that I'm not working here. So we'll be gap with that. So we'll come back with putting together conversations next year. We'll come back with the Cardivo next year, especially because I'm changing the branding. We're doing more coaching than readings. But stay tuned because my end of the year predictions for next year are coming up soon. So I'll have the horoscopes available for 2022. If you don't remember what the horoscopes were for this year, you can still find them on our YouTube page. And while you're there, do us a favor, scroll down, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and follow us. For everybody following us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, make sure that you like us and share. And thank you, Andrea, our new follower on LinkedIn. Thank you for joining the show.
Yeah, thank you for participating. So appreciate it.
Thank you, Felicidades. Yes, thank you. We'll still be doing holiday shows because the holidays end on weekends this time, so we'll be able to do shows. But if you want to be a guest co-host, let us know. Any of you are welcome to come back. Yes. I'm so excited for the English. I'm excited to see the Spanish version printed because I haven't seen it. No cardiologist. Yeah. Yes. It's gonna come back. I needed a break from all that energy for a little bit, but we'll do it.
Hey, you have to
Aida,
listen.
you want to be a guest co-host? I will message you, and it's
Yeah.
Wednesday nights. So pick the date, the next 3 Wednesdays. Which one do you want to come on? And we'll include you. For now, we're done. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Vámonos. We have to go to the principal's office. We love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. This has been an amazing episode. And I need to get ready because I'll see you in a little bit.
Oh, I need to clean. No.
So tell your boyfriends it's time to go home.
Oh, Jorge, ven acá.
Escándalo.
Escándalo. And then I have to do this.
We'll see you next week, everybody. Bye.
Hi, guys.